This week on the Beard Laws Podcast.
These balls are black and blue. I've been giving them a beating this week. Oh,
Yeah.
God. These hands got calluses and everything. It's been a long week. Kind of like cheap toilet paper. You can just tell by looking at it, you're like, this is going to scratch my ass. Same thing. This is going to destroy my ear canal. I don't even want to be able to tell when I have to shit anymore. I want that butthole to be so loose that I just shake my pant leg and a turd falls out. Example A, B, C, and double D's here. I mean, Burger King onion rings. I have the highest success rate to making my house smell like absolute shit. Yeah, you know what? Now I'm going to send you guys a group text. Just like, hey, is this what you guys are talking about? But it's just going to be my dick with a whole bunch of onion rings around it.
No, I can hold my poop till I get home.
It was on an episode of Scooby-Doo once, wasn't it?
Reggie.
Also known as herpes zoster. Don't get that herp.
The German herpes.
Realm of beard loss, a trio strong and true. Yuban, Brandon, and beard loss with tales both old and new. Their whiskers like a forest, their knowledge like a stream, guiding us through beardom and culinary dream. Beard loss, the sage of facial grace, with whiskers flowing, setting the pace. Yuban, the jester in clouds of green, laughs and wisdom and sight unseen. Brandon J. McDermott, food daddy supreme, a feast of facts, a culinary dream.
Just another beautiful, on the time of recording, Sunday, where I am, and maybe it's different. I guess I shouldn't assume. It's hunting season, and now they can use rifles, I think is what it is. So I'm just sitting here, and I'm just hearing boom, 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 and I can't tell if it's that or the bubble guts for me, because I had way too many Jenny Lights last night, which probably wasn't the smartest thing I've ever done in life, because we'll get into why I probably shouldn't. But the voice you're hearing, it's me. It's Matt, Beard Laws, whatever you want to call me. And to my left in studio, the one, the only, you've been whacking off, still whacking off. Where's he whacking off? Why is he whacking off? How many times has he whacked off? What is up, brother?
These balls are black and blue. I've been giving them a beating this week. Oh,
Yeah.
God. These hands got calluses and everything. It's been a long week.
I busted out yesterday, and it was the first time I said it, I'm beat like a sore pecker. And I'm like, that's just one of those things, too, that I think's been around for a long time. And I'm like, it still makes me giggle when I say that. I don't know why.
It never loses its gusto. It still packs quite the punch. Gets a
It
giggle
does.
in the room guaranteed.
And before we get going too much farther, we're potentially going to have a special guest. We invited a special guest 1 minute before we pressed record. So they're either going to join us or they're not, but hopefully they do, because it's a really cool dude. And we're not going to get into this too much in case they don't show, and it's just a big spoiler and letdown. But we're probably going to let you down with the rest of the episode, because we were chatting backstage, and I'm wearing the over-ear headphones, and I was like, Yuban, man, I was like, apparently I don't clean my ears very well, so I keep using I got the sweet in-ear ones, you know, that the musicians use, and I felt super cool, but every once in a while I pull it out, and I'm just like, first we laughed because I said pulled it out, but then I look, and I'm like, oh, god damn, there's all this earwax and shit on there, and that's, see, that was a fly. I am getting attacked by flies in studio today, aggressively.
That is the third time that I've seen that. At first I was like, are you getting visited by some spirits this time as well? No, you just got a decomposing body somewhere rotting in there that you don't tell us about. You look like someone who has
Allegedly. I do. No, I think I'm too lazy to do that.
You're the hardest working motherfucker I know, so I don't believe that for a second.
Busted. Still no bodies. But yeah, and I just had earwax and shit everywhere, and then Yuban was like, oh.
Yeah, it's just, I mean, because I have the bud ones as well, and every time I pull these suckers out, I can almost even feel it just bringing a little bit of wax with it. And I'm like, damn, I use Q-tips a lot, you know? And I know they say now, don't use Q-tips. That's pushing all the wax into the ear. And I'm like, I feel like I got a pretty good process. I'll just hug it to the roof, do a little twist around, hug it to the sides, and I make sure that I'm getting the walls and excavating a little bit of that earwax out of there. And then the ear, nose, and throat doctor says, you are doing a piss poor job. He goes, you are compacting the shit out of your ears. So apparently the TikTok coupons are still a thing. And the missus got the little earwax camera thing. So I can't wait to see the disgusting amount of wax that's going to come out of your boy's ears.
We can say confidently, though, that your earwax is not going to be a special candle ingredient going forward, or is there going to be so much that potentially it's going to be in a special edition Yuban's earwax or something?
That's a great thought. That's a great. I'll just put it in the little containers of like my other wax, you know, and we're just like Yuban special wax.
Until you allegedly smoked the wrong wax and be like, this stuff tastes terrible and I'm not even getting high. Just ripping earwax.
My thing is I'd probably actually enjoy it. Is my concern. Like, damn, this shit is Homemade remedy. Don't get fucked up, but I do like the taste.
Q-tip. There was a rapper named Q-tip too, wasn't there? I think there was a rapper that was named Q-tip, and I wonder if he ever did commercials with Q-tips. And why was Q-tip so good at marketing? I mean, everybody still, I think, in their house has Q-tips. So if you're not using them for your ears, what other purpose do Q-tips serve as?
So, from my understanding, beauty and makeup, very, very essential tool for the, eyeshadow. If you need something like a temporary solution to put on some stuff. I don't know anything about that stuff. The only thing I use it to clean some stuff every once in a while. Like if I'm cleaning around my phone, like I get a lot of dirt and stuff from mowing in my phone. So I'll use it like a little wet Q-tip to kind of clean that stuff out. But other than that, the whole box will last forever unless I'm sticking these motherfuckers in my ear.
I was going to say, I feel like I've always had Q-tips in my house, and I don't think I've ever bought Q-tips. And I don't think I've ever got them as a gift. I think they just magically show up. I don't know how they make any fucking money because they're not expensive, and they just randomly are in everybody's house.
No, but there are different types though, because you get some of them with like the skinny stick and you're like, oh no, this ain't gonna do it. And there's specific kinds that even have like kind of like cheap toilet paper. You can just tell by looking at it, you're like, this is gonna scratch my ass. Same thing. This is gonna destroy my ear canal.
Interesting. Huh. Q-tip is a rapper. Remember Vibrant Thing? That
sounds
song?
familiar.
It's such a vibrant thing, a vibrant thing. Pretty catchy.
Say it
It says
again.
something, special girl, real good girl, biggest thing in my itty bitty world. Called her up and she made me feel right. Wish bliss could never take flight. Sitting back with this mic in my hand, spitting hot shit, trying to see grand, imprinted on my mind every minute. Make my plans and you always in it. Yo.
Yeah,
Maybe he probably did it a lot better than that, but
I doubt it. That was honestly Eminem. I'm getting his phone calls from a fucking Michigan number. I'm assuming it's Eminem trying to get you onto his label because that was fantastic.
I had to skip. There was a lot of the N words in some of those ones. I was skipping those lines throughout the reading. So he does talk about Ben and Jerry, sweeter than Ben and Jerry.
It's been a while since I had some Ben and Jerry's.
Right. You know what I was just thinking too? Dessert, pretty common staple for after dinner. All right. Maybe after you have lunch, have a little. Why don't they make it common? Or maybe we can start a movement where having breakfast dessert is a thing. Like have yourself like some eggs, toast, whatever, and then just like a little piece of cake or some shit. Because I might have had that for breakfast this morning, a little hungover, and it was fucking fantastic.
I feel like a cheesecake in the morning can go a long way.
Yeah, I had 2 eggs, piece of toast, and then a little sliver of some leftover birthday cake from the party yesterday, and it was on point. A little bit of coffee. I mean, cake and coffee. I know you're not a coffee guy in the thought of it, but people that like coffee, a little sweet.
So, what kind of cake was it?
A marble cake, I think is what it goes by. So a little bit of white, a little bit of chocolate, best of both worlds. Had an aggressive amount of sprinkles. I think it was like every single kind of sprinkle that they had in this grocery store. The big, those big fucking ball ones that are that are there to break your teeth. The dentists throw those fuckers in. Then all the other ones. So what it was is my wife turned 40 in August. And it was so goddamn busy, so we didn't do a party or anything. So I said, being a smartass, hey, why don't I just throw a 40th birthday party? You love Halloween, your friends, your family, they all love Halloween. Let's have a Halloween 40th. So I rented a building, cool little building, and had a bunch of people come over. And how I did it was her 40th, and then it was my sister-in-law's. I don't know how old she's going to turn, but her birthday's November 1st. And then her brother's, the wife's brother's wife, also has a birthday November 1st. My cousin had a birthday the 19th, and then my buddy had a birthday the 17th. So I ended up going to the grocery store, picking out a pre-made cake, and had them write all of their names on the birthday cake.
That's the way to do it, baby.
Yeah.
That's the way to do it.
And it was fun. We just self-DJ'd. My buddy Jimmy brought his equipment from the band stuff. We had a couple instruments and stuff people just wanted to play. Nobody really did, but we just kind of DJ'd, karaoke'd, played some beer pong.
Hell yeah.
Just trying to, feel like you're 20-ish again. And even the wife was like, wow, I feel fucking 40 today. She's like, mainly from like the, my waist down, because from the dancing and the singing, like the legs are sore. I'm like, and I feel like crap.
Yeah, that's the thing is just, suffering the next 3 days afterwards of, especially if you decide to drink heavy, you're just like, oh my God. Like me, I had to yell at my kids once yesterday. My voice still hurts. I can't do all this shit anymore. I'm getting too fucking old.
See, I have the coaching voice, so like that's still a pretty good thing. I can really yell at kids and motivate them, we'll say. But
There you go. Yeah, but you mentioned, the cake, marble cake. That's a good cake to go with. I'm not heavy on the sprinkles either. Oh shit.
Oh, we got a special. Speak it. You
Shit.
say cake like 3 times, and the special guest does show. So we can say about the special guest. We got a special guest. You guys have to look these motherfuckers up. The Dude Network, all over the internet. Sometimes it's at @the_Dude Network. Sometimes it's just the Dude Network. But either way, we have the world's biggest Browns fan. There are Browns fans out there. About to join us. What is up, Tony?
There might be 3 of us left.
Oh, I thought that's how many you were showing us. How many fingers accidentally slipped through the toilet paper?
No, that's how many I'm going to put on Yuban later.
Oh shit.
You want me to bundle them up, make it more of a circular or more of like a ping pong paddle?
I like the whole 5 together, kind of like, whenever you used to pretend to talk out of your hand. I want that kind of an action. Okay.
Dude, these are some man hands too. So we
They
can
are.
do that.
Good. More girth for my pleasure. I
Then I go floop.
I don't even want to be able to tell when I have to shit anymore. I want that butthole to be so loose that I just shake my pant leg and a turd falls out.
I never beer fest, been shitting pancakes ever since. Line every time this topic comes up. Like, wasn't the handle.
I ripped one this morning, and it was the worst smell of a fart that I think I've ever done in my almost 40 years of existence. And it was so bad, the old lady was like, oh my God. So then she's covered up in the blanket. She's like, it won't go away. It is stuck in here. And I'm like, I tried to tell you. Like I went, you know how the first fart is always like the best? At least for me. The first one every morning that I remember, my first one is like the best of the day. And it was like a 20-second, and that you can just tell. And I'm like, this is going to be fucking terrible. I had a lot of Jenny Lights, and
when it just burns coming out. It's bad.
I mean, it was bad. Like I almost threw up, and I was like, all right, I got to get going. I got shit to do.
Did you tell her that she was welcome? Because that's the only proper thing to say in that situation.
That's what I always tell my wife. I'm like, did you forget to set your alarm? Because Daddy's here to take care of you. Okay, I'm gonna wake up the whole house. And she makes it seem like I'm like, she's like, you need to get your gut checked. Like, she's like, something about what's going on down there ain't normal. And I'm like, because everyone I talk to, they wake up with a trombone as well. They're playing a symphony in the morning. They're trying to be respectful, playing some light Beethoven, and they're like, no, just a small little should suffice. And I'm like, I slept for 6 hours.
I'm more of a thrasher metal guy in the morning with my fart,
Just violent. Oh, shit. So obviously, guys, this is Tony from the Dude Network that you're listening to. If you want to tell them anything about the Dude Network that you want to, because it's kind of a good thing, because we were just talking about food. I'll let you tell everybody kind of what you have going on and whatever you want to tell them, and then I want your take on what we were just talking about.
Okay. I forget what you were just talking about other than the farts, but no, so the Dude Network, Google Dude Network, it's literally a home for all dudes and dudettes, we call the ladies, and literally whatever the hell we feel like covering that day. We do focus on a lot of food, barbecue and beer and bourbon and all the bees and beards and and all the good stuff, but literally like the day-to-day life of an everyday middle-class dude just trying to raise the family and be the best guy you can be in society. That's pretty much what we go for. Everybody's welcome. Nothing serious. Don't come over looking for politics or religion or any gray area crap. We don't focus on it. We're a happy escape from the crazy world.
Hell yeah. Crazy it is. So we were talking about before, and this was before you got on there. I think that we should have a movement to normalize, and maybe it's normal everywhere else, breakfast dessert. Why does nobody do breakfast dessert? Because this morning, a little bit hungover, had 2 eggs, thing of toast, and a little bit of some cake from leftover, a little bit of birthday cake.
Okay, so you're talking about like legit dessert, not like design like a parfait type dessert.
Yeah, that seems like a lot of work.
If you think about it, I'm on board with this because on the health side, you want to front load your caloric intake so you burn it off the rest of the day. If you eat it at the end of the day, you're sleeping with that shit and it's going to go right to your thighs.
Example A, B, C, and double D's here. I mean, these motherfuckers. And my thing is, of course, I like to wake and bake, but I'm not going to get super stony baloney the first thing in the morning. So I'm doing that shit super late at night. And then I'm like, oh, what do I need to eat? Everything. I need it all. And so
Yeah.
I'm waking up going, the fuck did I eat last night? Oh, a sandwich, maybe a brownie, a bowl of cereal, a little scoop of ice cream.
Half
Two
a bag
freeze
of
pops.
half a bag of salt and vinegar chips. Yep.
Mhm.
Kettle cooked.
Yeah.
The ones that are fried in oil. Yep, those ones.
Yep. Those
No.
are
If I ever want to get my wife back for anything that she did that night, and I'm just like, you know what, I'm gonna get you back in the morning, and I want to wake her up with that symphony, and it's gonna smell Burger King onion rings. I have the highest success rate to making my house smell like absolute shit.
Yep.
So if you guys ever want to, and we were talking about the app before and all the loyalty points and everything else, they had a free large onion ring on Thursday after darts. Woo! So not only did I get one with my meal, but I also got a backup one. So it was atomic warfare this weekend. It was bad
Ooh.
Yeah, the onions, man, that'll do it.
every time. And it's always there. It's like I can eat onion rings from anywhere else or have onion on anything else, and I'm slight little bubble gut. Burger King onion rings in the morning. It's just like prepare yourself.
Oh God, yeah. I don't even get regular fries. I don't even know what Burger King's fries taste like.
They're actually not.
They're
bad
pretty
either.
good.
But
They
the
are
onion
good,
rings
but the
fire.
onion rings just reign supreme.
Oh,
I
they're
agree.
even if they're soggy, you know what I mean? There's some specific places where like they have to be crispy. You're here like crispy, soggy. I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna eat
I've
them.
had
They're
some
good.
less than room temp, and I'm like still better than anything I'll have today.
Yes.
Yeah. Do you get
What
the
about-
zesty sauce? I think I just appreciate them as is, dry.
I don't eat them with zesty sauce at all. Yeah. So no, I do get I used to get the double stack burger with the zesty sauce that kind of had, or it had stacker sauce, which is kind of similar to the zesty sauce. So if I'm eating that burger, I'm eating the onion rings. I felt like I was kind of, I even put the onion rings on the burger. Fucking love that shit.
Ooh, what about onion rings with a hot dog through them? Has that been done? Is that a thing? Like put the hot dog, you know what I mean? Stack them. I don't know how many onion rings, but just stack them on there so you have like a hot dog onion ring thing. I bet it'd be fucking fantastic.
Like the top, like is a topper or like actually like insert a hot dog
Yeah, like
into
you've been at
the
prom.
onion ring.
Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah.
anatomically speaking, like this.
Yeah, but put a bunch of them on there. You know what I mean? And maybe
would
you don't even
be-
need the roll.
You'd have to cut a lot of onions because you'd have to get them small enough to go through the onion, and you might have to cut like 5 onions to get enough circles exactly the right size to make a snug fit on said dog. So it would be a passion of love. It'd be
What about a
project.
Hoffman? Do you think you could get normal size onion rings even from the freezer thing and find a hot dog that fits it? You know what I mean?
Now, if you get the Nathan's pre-made like onion rings, and if you already get like the pre-battered frozen ones, like that would.
That's
work.
what I'm thinking.
Throw them in the air fryer. Oh,
Yeah, air fryer, air fry it with the dogs in them, or would you air fry them?
That's going down this week. I am I'm going to do some venison dogs, air fried with onion rings around them, and then put them on a dog bun with some barbecue sauce on top.
Ooh, what about
Oh,
garlic
that's
bread?
good.
Throw a
We
little
could
garlic.
probably toast the bun, put a little open it up like a griddle and do some butter and garlic on it.
Mhm.
But then I could melt some cheddar cheese on top or some nacho cheese sauce. Oh, I
Shit.
like this show. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, you know what? Now I'm gonna send you guys a group text. Just like, hey, is this what you guys are talking about? But it's just gonna be my dick with a whole bunch of onion rings around it. And you're like, exactly like that. Yes. Then I'm like,
Wait. Listen, you just said your dick with a bunch of onion rings around it. Let's not get carried away.
I mean, more than one,
Okay,
maybe 2.
that should be the next thing. And next time you interview somebody, you should just look them in the eyes, Tony, and be like, "All right, how many onion rings do you think you could fit on your dick?"
That's a good question. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like,
Because then you're going to instantly say, "Are they bullshitting you? Are they reaching for an answer? Have they done this before?" Which is going to be quite a bit of a different character. You know, if somebody's like, "Oh shit, the last time I did, I could fit a solid 6."
See, I'm stacking. See, I'm starting out with the small ring first,
Mhm.
and then I'm putting the bigger ring on top, like my kids' little like block sets. So I'm going to do like 6 rings on the base layer, different size onion rings. So watch how you word this because I could sneak that over under up a little bit just by simply stacking.
I feel like maybe going with the bigger ring first to include the balls and the shaft and just getting it almost like a cock onion ring. And then just to give you full max girth and
Don't
length.
they have those sex toys that go around the balls and the
Yes.
like them like vibrating things that go around the balls and your shaft?
See, this is where we need Burley because he would
Mhm.
educate us on these probably.
Yeah, he would already have like he's like, yeah, I bought That's
I got
what
a
he called
6-pack.
Yeah.
I'm on
It comes in
keto,
plastic.
so
He's like, well, which ones? You want the Chinese made ones, the American made ones, the European ones, Eastern or Western?
He's
Yep.
like, these ones glow in the dark.
Yeah. These ones
And these
come
ones-
from a random South African tribe.
and these ones smell like onion rings.
That's the one that I would that's what I would buy. And because that way, if you didn't shower, you're floating around with somebody and they're like, hey, it stinks a little bit. No, it's just onion ring sex toy. That's all it is.
Oh, brilliant. We've had so many good ideas already, and we're just getting going. And there's
like
another topic that was in the house that I need you guys to help settle. Yes or no? Are you guys fans of Chinese buffets?
Yes.
No, but I'm a picky eater. So I feel like if I'm going to a Chinese buffet, I'm only eating like 3 or 4 fucking things from the
That's
30
all you
items.
need, though. That's the thing about the China buffet. You
I
know,
mean-
you got so many options, and if you're not wanting Chinese, just get a piece of pizza. It's good pizza.
And that's true. So I mean, like, am I going there for the Chinese buffet? No, but will I go there if the family wants to go? Yeah, I can get something to eat.
Do
It's
you
something for
leave if the
everybody.
ice cream machine is down, or do you stay regardless?
Oh, I'm pissed off if the ice cream machine.
I
is down.
normally run out of room for ice cream.
I'm with you. And the reason I'm asking is we had a Chinese buffet here, then it got shut down, then it got for health they got written up for a bunch of stuff. Then it opened back up, then COVID hit, and the family was over. They went kind of back to their country, and then the COVID hit, and then they couldn't get back. So then somebody else recently bought it, and now it's open again. And I got super fucking sick when the original people had it. And I haven't been back since. And all the kids are like, come on, we really just want to go. But they don't ask me because they're like, he's just going to say no. He hates that Chinese buffet.
You need to surprise and be super dad.
That's what I was thinking. Maybe today, get a little, I was going to say get a little tipsy, get it to go. But I feel like you got to enjoy the experience at the buffet. So I think I'm going to pick them up because we had a party and I had to drive like 3 hours to pick up the 3 kids in different locations. It's going to be fucking awesome today. So I'm thinking then maybe we just make a surprise trip there. But after drinking, eating that food, there's no way I think I'm going to make it home 15, 20 minutes after eating without having to shit with the IBS and everything. So I'm like, do I plan it and just drop a bomb in these nasty bathrooms? Because I heard they're not great. You guys have to think that way, or is it just me? Am I built different?
I don't know. I can hold my poop till I get home, so I don't worry about I can hold my shit, even if it's the nasty lava Chinese filled ones, food filled ones. But yeah, so I think you need to go for it, and I think you just need to do a full send and just see what happens. I mean, can we agree that we will make more sketchy decisions in our lifetime? So I think you don't need to sweat it. Just go for it. Live a little. Send
There
it.
will be sweating. There will be sweating.
Yeah,
Let me sprinkle in the fact also that I was recently diagnosed with gout on Monday. So I've been battling gout all week.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Yep. And I got super drunk. Probably not the smartest things on the last day of all my meds with gout.
I was gonna say, doesn't that affect gout?
Yeah, it's not apparently a good thing. I didn't do a ton of research, but apparently, and I did talk with potentially another person in this room that has had the pleasure of having gout, and apparently intermittent fasting is really bad and triggers gout. And I have been a faster for a year or two. Yeah,
Dude, I hate breakfast in general. So like we're talking about like the dessert, like I don't even eat breakfast. I don't eat my first meal unless I get after it early in the morning and my stomach really starts like, hey, I'm hungry. Then yeah, but still intermittent fasting for me has just been my natural way of life. So I'm a beer drinker and an intermittent faster. So wonder when I get gout.
yeah.
It sucks too, dude. I got it a couple years ago, and I literally thought my toe was gonna like explode. I was like, the only way that I'm gonna feel relief is if I cut my big toe off. Like I was contemplating it. I was doing yard work with some fucking loppers, and I was like, all I have to do is just get in between the big toe and just.
They call the Dion.
Yeah, exactly. I would do that, and I was like, I can get by without a big toe. Fuck it. Like this will be fine. I was like, because it is painful. So Matt, I feel for you on that. And you guys were talking about fasting. I am weird to where I don't drink a lot, just like in general. Like you guys always see me drinking Sprite here just because I'm talking. But usually I have like 2 drinks a day. The first time I have something to drink or the first time I have something to eat is usually 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
Wow.
Yeah.
No wonder why you got gout. That's a big hydration thing. See, it doesn't make sense for me because I cut back on drinking, started eating healthier. I drink about 1 gallon to 1.5 gallons of water a day, and I forgot the fucking gout. So I was like, you know what? Fuck that. I'm going back to drinking. I'm going back to man. But like you said, it was so sore, Tony, that you could like putting a bed sheet on your foot felt like somebody was stabbing you through your toe. It was brutal. In the day I had to go get my medicine to the pharmacy. I'm not going to say their name, but their name rhymes with fart, and they have walls. In their fucking parking lot was being repaved. So we had to go all the way. I had to walk way around this building through here, and I'm like just about in tears. And I asked them to bring it out, and they're like, well, we can't right now because of the parking lot situation. I'm like, I fucking can't. I debated getting one of those rideable scooter things. If they had one, I would have been that guy because it was so goddamn painful. And then they're like, we need a consult. I'm like, you just printed me off a goddamn book. You put what and how many pills on here. I'm not allergic to anything. I'll fucking figure it out. I don't need a consult. And they're like, it's policy. I said, acknowledge that I declined it because I fucking can't stand it.
And it's like just trying to balance your weight to where you can stand on that foot, and then you're almost like wobbling, just trying to just be able to walk and just stand still. It's that's just like I said. My family, we went to Comic-Con one day, and I was fortunate enough to get gout right when we were going. So it's a lot of walking around. Even parking's 2 fucking miles away, and so I'm sitting there dressed up like fucking these characters and everything else, just limping. And they're like, "Hey man, good, dedicated." I'm like, "No, I'm not beat up. Just can't fucking walk, my guy." But I was like, at least I'm dressed up and nobody can see my face.
Yeah, I heard shingles is also equally brutal. I heard that like shingles is, I don't know, it sounds worse than gout. I mean, you guys are painting a not pretty picture of it, but I know one guy that's got shingles in his eyelid right now.
Oh.
And the thing about gout is there's medicine. There's no medicine for shingles. You literally have to let that bitch right out. And they say just like that would be terrible because they say just grazing it will make you feel like someone stabbed you with like a 6-inch knife.
Oh,
yeah.
fuck yeah.
They say it's like running through like a cornfield naked with all like the corn just cutting you up. Like it just hurt. It's just pure. I made that one up, but I imagine
it sounded good.
Somebody that I was just talking to, because I was like, fuck, I got the gout and this and that. And they're like, oh, dude, I've heard that's terrible. Thankfully, I've never had it, but hope you don't get shingles. And this person was like, I've been shot in war, and I would take getting shot over the shingles that I have. It's that fucking bad. And like you said, at least with the gout, they put me on the medicine, even though I was just bitching that I walk forever. By almost the next morning, it was tolerable. And then within 2 days for me, I could start walking and stuff on again. So, I mean,
shingles, it's a pain tolerance thing, strictly tolerance. Yeah.
Fuck.
And I'm a bitch.
Especially if you're like a blue collar worker, like that would be because like there's no like time off. You don't get, you have to work. So could you imagine like just touching things all day? Like literally people sign up for that kind of pain. That would pay big money for that. But man, that would be terrible, man. That would be so terrible.
Isn't it chickenpox? The virus with chickenpox? Isn't that what shingles is though? Like it's the chickenpox virus inside of you that somehow just kind of like wakes up one day and was like, I'm gonna fuck you. Kind of like
Yuban, and I don't know, man. I don't know how you get shingles. I think it's kind of like a mystery. Like how do you how do you get shingles? Because
it was on an episode of Scooby-Doo once, wasn't it?
Reggie.
What causes shingles? All right, here we go. From whatishingles.com.
Oh, I thought it was going to be a roofing thing, and that was going to be funny.
Yeah, what is shingles? It's caused by the same virus that causes chickenpox, Matt for the win, also known as the varicella zoster virus. After a person has chickenpox, the virus stays in their body and becomes inactive. Years later, the virus can reactivate, causing shingles, also known as herpes zoster. Don't get that herp.
The German herpes.
Scientists don't know exactly what causes the virus to reactivate, but there may be multiple factors. As a person ages, their immune system begins to weaken, blah, blah, blah. So yeah, basically big ball of mystery, but shitty. So I've never had chickenpox. I never got them as a kid. I tried so hard. I've always been pretty immune to stuff. So I think I like where I'm at on this whole thing.
I feel like that should be another insult, like when someone came up to me and they go, hey, you look like you're good at cornhole. I'm like, the fuck? You know what I mean? Just be like, you look like you've never had chicken pox. You know what I mean? And just have people go, the fuck does that even mean? You look like
at least I had chicken pox.
Right.
Yeah. That's your another interview question. After you ask them how many onion rings they can put on their dick, have you ever had chicken pox?
Yeah. Yes. How does it feel that you may have shingles one day?
Fuck. I remember chicken pox, man. These kids, they got it easy. Now don't they have like a vaccine or some shit for it now that the kids get when they're real
Yeah.
young so they don't get it?
It's good for our kids got the shot when they were kids, and I think it's good for like 10 years or something like that. I don't know, when we were kids, like if someone had it, our parents told us to go play with that kid. So you
Yeah,
got
to
to
get
get
it.
it over with.
Yep.
And the thing is, my sister had it, and like we were together 24/7. So like other kids at school had it, and if I ever had it, it was so minor that it never like showed.
Presented.
Yeah, it was like so minor. But I was always a kid that like might throw up like once a year. That's not alcohol related.
Oh, fair. Yep. Yeah, because you would never throw up for that. You're a
I
grown ass
tell you
man.
what though, I'm pretty smart these days. I'd say on my alcohol throw ups like maybe twice a year max.
No shit. Have you ever had, and this used to get me all the time, like when I was drinking heavy, right? I'd go out, I'd be in a bowling alley was where I did most of my drinking. And for whatever
Fair.
reason, whether I was kind of drunk, super drunk, or not that drunk, whatever happened, I would get out there, I'd get that whiff of fresh air, and then I would just throw up. And I'd be like, what the fuck? Like I'd go out, somebody, I was just like, man, I just need some fresh air. Maybe these guys are going to have a smoke. I'm in a conversation. I'd fucking walk out. It didn't happen every time, but every once in a while, I'd just get fresh air. And I just, and they'd be like, what the fuck was that? And I'm like, I don't know what happened. They're like, are you that fucked up? I'm like, no, I've had 2 beers and a shot. They're like, you just fucking threw up. I'm like, I don't know. And then they're like, all right, that happens to me sometimes. So I don't know if it's the atmosphere where we are and then you go outside and get fresh air. So by the looks of your face, that's never happened to you guys.
No.
Was it cold outside?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
I don't
I mean,
know
it's
why.
always cold up here.
Well, the only time that I can consider it whenever it happened was, we were drinking and I go outside to go take a piss, similar to you were saying, and then you breathe in that cold air and it almost takes you off guard or catches you off guard. It's almost like smoking a menthol cigarette and you haven't had a cigarette in 10 years and you're like, the fuck? But mine is, I almost puke a lot just from hitting my thing. I'll just start coughing so much to where I get that last cough. I'm like, oh, I'm done. Okay.
Yeah.
Don't need another head of this shit. About poop myself as well.
Now,
I'm
I'm
good.
like, I always couldn't chug. I am not a beer chugger because they would always like foam up. Like I do not have that. I've learned how to do better with it. But yeah,
Yes, you
like
have.
when you'll down the hatch. You know how that goes. Yeah, I can at least shotgun a beer, but I gotta be like really thirsty. Like if I've already had like 2-3 beers recently, I can no longer shotgun. It's got to be like my first beer of the day or like an hour where I actually am like, I'm thirsty.
Yeah.
See, I am. I'm the
And it's
opposite.
always alcohol. I can chug everything, like water, tea. Like I can't sip a drink. It's like, all right, water, done. Like, but beer, nope.
Carbonation.
See, and with the beer of mine, if I shotgun the first one, that is getting in my stomach to where I'm like, I don't want another beer for the rest of the day, pretty much. So I have to start off with at least 1 or 2, and then I'm like, let's shotgun a beer. Let's go ahead. And then I regret it still, but at least I can continue a little bit longer.
Yeah.
I drank myself sober yesterday. I went heavy and my BAC went up and then I dialed it back. And then like my body was sober than it was earlier in the day. So there was like no going back to this. So it was actually kind of nice. Like
There you go.
Ohio State was winning and I was like, all right, like, after the game, had about 7-8 in me. And then after that, like maybe like 3-4 more the rest of the day. It was a good day. And I woke up early. Like I was tired early. I crashed 9:30. I'm ready to watch football today all day.
I know, me too, except for the fact that I now have to do all this running around. I just remembered that I have a truck full of music gear that I have to go drop off.
Ooh.
Fuck. At least the guy.
You are like the moving delivery service of your area. I feel like if you're not moving dressers, you're delivering something.
That's what I do apparently, and it sucks. And thankfully, I mean, during the day job, the guys they work and girls they work their ass off moving very heavy pieces of equipment for HVAC stuff. So at least I'm not doing that all day. But yeah, fucking moving, shaking. Fuck yeah! I tried to Google the cold air thing, and But the shotgunning thing for me, when we grew up, it was funneling. Funneling was the big thing. Like funnels were everywhere because there's a lot of farmers, and then they would just make their own funnels, and then they would think they were cool, and they'd have like we had a 6-pack funnel, so you could put a 6-pack in the big ass funnel, and then they had the gauges, so 6 people could chug them. And then,
yeah.
But always there was we didn't take into consideration the taller people. You know what I mean? So then next thing you know, if somebody's taller, they're lifting, all of the alcohol's run into the shortest person. Turns out I had some tall friends. I mean, I'm only 5'10", so they get a little bit of extra practice, but I wasn't great at chugging. Then all of a sudden it's like social media hits. I'm like in my mid-30s, and then everybody starts sending me shotgunning tools and stuff. And then I got really pretty okay at shotgunning stuff. And And then, then the gout happened. So thanks to all of the amazing companies that sent me their tools that I used way too much and got gout. Thank you.
I'm telling you, it was the Smirnoffs.
There's an
I-
endorsement.
man.
Use our product, you get gout.
I really think it was Smirnoff. Not only did they destroy my stomach, but I got the gout. Those things are fun. They're delicious, but I don't think they're made for chugging. Whew.
And we'll say after you chugged some Smirnoff, you got the gout. So you heard it here first. Smirnoff will not be a partner of this podcast.
Yep. But Sprite, I might. I don't drink soda, but I think I'm gonna when it happens. I'm not gonna say when it happens again, because it happens to me every other week when I have somebody put up a 0 in the Steve Winwood Fantasy Football League. Go check it out. I'm gonna try Sprite. I'm gonna see if it's as bad as Logan makes it out to be.
Yeah.
Or just take 3 or 4 drinks out of it, cough, and be like, oh, I can't do it, and then just send it in.
Yeah, you know me. I can't do that. But I'm gonna use that tool on it and see if I can chug just as fast. I think the key is though it can't be super cold. I can't chug cold shit. It's got to be room temperature. Maybe
we actually had Billy. I don't know if you ever heard of the Captain America drinking. He was the captain of the American drinking team, Billy Buck Roscoe. Hey everybody, I'm Billy Buck Roscoe, and he would like just turn this chug. He's like super chugger,
no shit,
and like fastest shotgunner ever. And he would have been on several times. Haven't had him on lately. Let's just say the conflict overseas has really affected his content making lately. So
gotcha.
But yeah, he says that it's got to be room temp beer because the cold beer makes your throat restrict because cold makes it tighten. So room temp makes you chug better because it doesn't tighten your throat and it gives more room to flow it down your throat. Pro tip.
Oh,
Makes
okay.
sense.
I had a buddy.
So yeah, your theory is sound. Your theory is very sound.
I had a buddy who drank so much that he actually had to have throat surgery from the carbonation. Actually, started to deteriorate his esophagus and stuff. Like it was. Thankfully, that said person is now sober, so good for them.
Hey, that's not all heroes wear capes. Look at that.
That is true, and it's amazing how much more that this person can do in their life when they're not spending all of the time at a bar. Like the person ended up taking on like 2 other jobs at work, you know what I mean? Like running 2 other departments, ran a department, and like
quilting on the side, and
quilter, got a new house,
and gardening and canning, all the stuff.
All of it. Biggest farmer, pretty much like a modern Amish, with the power. The men, what are they, Mennonites? They can have power and cars and stuff. Yeah.
They pick and choose what they want to do. It's a great life they live. They're like, that works. That don't. I want the electric, but I don't want. No, I want to not pay taxes on that, but I still want a car and a TV.
Right.
But I want to be Amish. Like that's the Mennonites. Everybody watching that doesn't know how that works. That's how that works. We call them half-assed Amish down here.
Half-assed Amish. Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm beginning to think that maybe my wife must have had a drinking problem at one point in time because she gardens, she cans, she makes candles. I'm just like, bitch, did you have a problem? Like you didn't tell me about? Like, why are you keeping busy? What are you doing?
Things that people do in rehab, honey. Why do you do them all? Like,
yeah. And then she drags me along. She's like, you know what'd be fun? Going outside all day in the heat and gardening. I'm like, yeah, it sounds like a fucking blast. Watching football sounds awful. Yeah, that doesn't
sounds really great today. Let's do landscaping. I really have these pavers that I've been putting out for years. Like,
it's always on the most.
Hey, can you grab that sand and shovel? Let's go.
Mm-hmm.
So like landscaping, I don't know what it is. I will fuck with some landscaping and yard work usually, but for some reason, when it comes to gardening, I don't know what it is. I'm like, fuck this. And there's actually a reward for it. There's no reward for me doing yard work. You know what I mean? Besides the fact that it just looks good. So I cannot convince myself to give a fuck about this gardening. I don't know what it is. Every time I look at it, I go, I could just mow right over this motherfucker in 2 minutes and all my problems will go away.
I just like to know. I like to do enough to where know how to do it at a big level if I had to. So it's more like education wise, because I mean, I don't know if anybody, you guys watch, I still use canned vegetables in my recipes. So I don't grow enough to live off of, our big thing is tomato sauce and beans. I just want to know how to do it in case shit hits the fan, potentially next year. Hey, I just up my garden game a little bit, make it a little bit bigger next year. We'll take it actually serious.
Mm-hmm. I think that's your problem, Yuban. You're not gardening the right thing. I think if you're doing objects that potentially look like penises or can fit in your butt, then you're gardening hard, and it's got to be hard to garden with a boner. But if you're gardening potentially other things that maybe you really enjoy in a legal state, maybe that's where your passion for gardening mixes with it. I know you can just go buy it, but it's kind of like back
In
to that hunting
Missouri,
thing.
isn't that a thing where you could recreationally grow about whatever you want?
You can, yes, you can grow. I just don't have the patience. You know what I mean? I am that ADHD. There's a reason why I do TikTok. I don't watch movies anymore. I get 15 seconds and I'm swiping on to the next fucking thing. So I feel like in theory, will I go all in on this and spend like $400 on a grow operation only for me to give up after a week? Yes.
Yes.
I just can't do it.
Look into the auto flowers. They like grow and harvest in 90 days instead of like all year.
Oh, is that going to jot? He's going to jot that one down. That one's going to hit the note.
Making a note here.
I don't know how much we talk about those things on here, but any questions we're not allowed to discuss. I have.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm in a
I
legal
don't
state.
personally do it, but I have resources to help you in that situation.
Yep. Yeah, I'm in New York. That's a legal state. Missouri legal state. So
Ohio, maybe November 2nd. There's it's a loaded election. We got abortion and weed on the same bill, so it's gonna be wild. There's a lot of signs. Vote yes, no. Yeah, in Ohio right now, it's a wild 3 weeks coming up. Like you can't even exist on your phone without getting like a random text. Can we talk about that? Where they're like, reply to stop. And I'm like, stop. And then just another cell phone texts me like 10 minutes later.
I fucking hate it.
Stop.
So
Yeah.
there is a friend of the show that it may also be in the fantasy football league that also has automated text messages that send out with his coupons. And I'm like, Tyson, I swear to God, if I get one more fucking text message from you, I was like, I regret signing up for this goddamn club.
Yeah, the email list. It's like, God. They're like, when you put it in, you're just like, I really don't want to put my email in. And they're always like the same thing, like, oh, it's not that bad. Like, I don't send that many. So I'm at the point where I screenshot like my one buddy, like Redbeard Seasoning, like I give him hell. Anytime I get a mailer, I screenshot that email, I send it to him, and I'm like, go fuck yourself. Like,
yeah, I mean,
like,
what is too much?
Ass motherfucker? I said, I just want to exist this day. I don't need any more emails.
Yeah, like if I get one,
I just like to pick on him. I know. I shout out to small businesses that the email list is everything.
It is.
Not everyone is Scrooge McDucks like us on the email list. There are people that literally do look for those fun weekly emails and discount codes.
That's where I think it's good when it's weekly. But there are some companies that are very aggressive and they get right in. I go out of my way to create a rule that sends them into some fucking folder that'll never see into existence. And it's a thing once a week, something like that. And a lot of these times that what I've seen, they'll throw in like a little discount, like, hey, you want to come back? Here's 5%. Here's 10%. Cool. Going to buy your stuff. Going to support you. Love it. Or educational. I've seen some stuff, whether it's a cooking thing or a beard company or something else. They'll send it and be like, hey, maybe you're struggling with this. Here's a quick little tidbit. I like it. It's a good read. It's educational. But these ones, there's certain fucking companies. I mean, it's every fucking day. One is, what's the beer delivery service? Drizzy?
I
think I know what you're talking about.
I don't know.
When I went to Florida last February, we ended up using that. So when we got off the airport, had it there, beer and everything was waiting. Sweet. Probably should have got groceries, had the booze delivered anyways. And to this day, they fucking hit me up at least once or twice a day via email. And it drives me nuts. So if anybody's from that company's watching, it's fucking too much.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. I think weekly is just the right point to kind of keep them engaged, remember your company. Because I mean, even like Sonic, the fast food one, I get 2 usually a week from them, and I'm like, you're fucking pushing it. But then they'll send me, they're like, hey, it's 50-cent corn dog day today, don't forget. And I'm like, thank you, Sonic, for the reminder. Appreciate you.
I mean, we're going to be doing our website, thedudenetwork.com, will be launching here probably like start of the year. So email list is going to be everything. So like, as we're sitting here talking about it, like I've always been very like, what wouldn't piss me off on a weekly email?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm thinking like, if we do one, well, we will, but it's going to be like more of like a newsletter, like recipes, video links. Here's our recent podcast this week. Like, don't be too salesy, but like have like a letter to the dudes, like a little more personal.
Yeah.
A little more personal. I think that's what we're going to go for.
Maybe like a dude of the week.
Bad for like those that don't really know the marketing that get into small businesses. Like that's really hard in 2023. That's really
very, very hard. And especially with AI and automation and all these companies that promise they'll help you do this and they'll give you this. And but no, I think that, so do you guys have like a potential, and you don't have to say yes or no. Maybe it's a spoiler. Maybe I shouldn't ask this, but we can edit it out if need be. Like a Dude Network recipe book. I know you mentioned recipes or something.
There's been a lot of people that have been asking for it, and so what I think it's going to be something that we can probably website first.
Yep.
But there's a lot of dudes, so I think we are going to do like a dude, like the dad pod, like I don't know, like some kind of the dude cookbook, where it'll be like side dishes, barbecue, like just all dude themed stuff. But we've had a lot of stories, like cinnamon doesn't go in chili, brisket fat cap up or down. So when we do it, we want to be like a cookbook / story time of like stories of the Dude Network that inspired these recipes. So it's more of like instead of just looking through and just like picture, like there's a little more meat and potatoes to it, pun intended.
Ooh, pun intended. Yes. I like that. See, I collect cookbooks, so I fucking love them. And
dude,
like my take for you guys, I think it'd be cool too. It's like, all right, like you said, a recipe first. Obviously fire up your charcoal grill, whatever. Make sure you have 4 beers. This is a 4 beer recipe. I always thought that'd be funny because it's going to take you 4 beers to get through that.
Idea.
Like I've always thought that if I was going to do something like that, which I'm not in the cooking world, but I'd be like, all right, this is a 4 beer. And it's like, let's go back to the dressers. Putting a dresser the other day, I looked, I'm like, there's this many steps. This is a 6-pack. This is a 6-pack project. So you could, this is a 6-pack, or this is a 4-pack. Oh, this is an all day thing. That's a 12-hour. Let's do a beer an hour. Let's be responsible. Here's a 12-pack. Here's a 12-pack smoke or something,
Like a brisket, like that's an all-dayer. So get the 24 rack of the light stuff.
Yep, we're gonna go light for this one, but and actually there was a content creator. Shit, I can't remember his name now, but he came out with a cookbook, and I'll try to find it in the back. And it was his whole thing. Clinton Svatos, California guy. He's the big guy that does poor man comfort food. So he started off going to like Dollar Generals, Dollar Trees, and just finding stuff for
content.
For like $5 he'd come in, and then he'd cook a meal and stuff like this for his family and stuff like that. And I'll get the cookbook and show you. And it just a really good guy. We had him on the show. We interviewed him a long time ago, and just kind of made a big thing, poor man comfort food. And I love doing that shit.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys have seen. I do like the $10 shopping challenge videos where I'll go to $10 at the store and I'll buy stuff for $10. That's like a simple meal, and I tell you that put me on the map. I mean, we had a decent following, but a few of those went out, and it's amazing how many people want to know about poor man's comfort foods.
Yeah, right here. So this was
like
one.
It's very relatable, and that's the problem with food content creators is they go so freaking fancy. Sometimes it's like people can't relate to this shit.
Right. And at that point too, you're like, oh, I'm getting ready to drop $60 to make this fucking bougie meal when I can just go get something and pay for it.
That's why I can't do brisket a whole lot, because brisket's it's like $70 chunk of meat, and it's like, it'll last you literally all week long. And there's content there of like, I would do it like, hey, I spent $70 on this brisket. We're going to eat off this all week with all these fun recipes that are cheap additions. And you can, for $100 for the whole week, have your budget done. And that would be something I would relate to more in my following compared to, hey, I got this prime Wagyu brisket that was $120. Let's make a sandwich. Like, nah.
Yeah. And it's hard to be relatable with a lot of people that just can't either. Like for me, I can't go to a store and get a brisket. There's like even the grocery stores we have, they kind of special order them in, and a lot of people don't have the the money to drop $70 on, what I mean? That's where I think like you said, the $10 meals, or this guy with it, the poor man, like it's relatable, and they do it. And
send me the link to that cookbook, because that is something I would actually really enjoy.
Yeah, and like I chatted with him about it. Like I gave him my take, even though like I've never done a cookbook. I've put out books before, and I think it's done fairly well. Like I'm not going to sit here and say I could do better or this and that. Like I think he did a good job putting it out there. For me, like it's just, this doesn't scream, the inside screams cookbook, but it's like this, it's inexpensive to do the way that you did. But like me, I want a cookbook. Like I want it a little bit smaller. You know what I mean? Like I can't fit this in a cupboard very easily. It's a huge 8x10. You know what I mean? And but I'll send you the link.
No bigger than a magazine, because everyone has cooking magazines, so you don't want to exceed that. Yeah. I don't know. I know it's going to happen. I know it's such a big undertaking that there's going to have to be some preliminary work to tackle that project. Like, and I would do it independently. I would just go through Amazon Print and not go through a publisher, because I'm a big believer in owning 100% of everything.
Agree. Yep. Yeah, I've done some stuff with them, and then I'll chat offline with you. There's a couple other companies that will do print on demand for you. So obviously per order, and then they don't really take a cut from it, like not nearly as bad as but Amazon, obviously you get the marketing from it, but
Oh yeah, Amazon would get the marketing. I forgot about that. With the
yeah, I have a couple on there, and like I said, it's just, what do they say? You got to get that passive income because randomly it'll search through there, but
Well, and the thing about Amazon I like, as much as everybody hates it, is the free shipping that they offer with the Prime is like, that's why I send everybody like my Zesty Anything bagel, like the Amazon link, because I'm like, look, if you're only getting that, it's actually $2 cheaper to pay $12 for it on Amazon than pay $10 plus $5 shipping from Redbeard Seasoning. So Amazon isn't necessarily evil, and with them marketing, it is a big machine. And I just like that they would take care of everything, like, hey, if someone got the wrong book, like, don't bitch at me, call Amazon. And like, like, that'd be nice.
that would be super nice. Yep.
Yeah. I will pay for convenience, and I will give up some, because I'm all about microeconomics. I'm not here to pigs get fed, hogs get slaughtered type mentality.
Right.
I like it. I like it. Yeah, that's exciting stuff. What else is going on with the Dude Network? Obviously, just hanging around, being awesome. You guys go live quite a bit throughout the week.
We have live shows every Friday and Sunday. Friday's our variety show. It's not food. It is sometimes food, but it's whatever the hell I want to talk about. Like last Friday, we had a husky dad that was a glamping king, and he came to us from the glamp site. And then Sunday, we have another foodie show, which is exactly that. It's a foodie show. We have featured different cooks from around different regions of the country, different style of cooks. We just try to learn as much as possible about food. As far as what else going on, like Brown's Tailgate, been teaming up with Big Play Network. I've been having a lot of fun doing themed Brown's Tailgates where I get to just bury our opponents, and it either ages well or poorly. But last week it aged super well. Shout out, Logan.
Yes,
I know he's listening. Go Browns. But no, just have fun, man. Like, I don't know what else we're going to get into. We're going to do like a sticker of the month club or sticker contest next, like sticker lotteries, where for like $5 you buy like a custom sticker, and each sticker has like a grand prize after the 100 tickets are sold. And then you get like a 1 in 10 chance. So no matter what, for like $5 you win a sticker, right? You're paying $5 for a sticker. Very fair. Very fair. And so you're not stuck with nothing. But, we have so many companies, like maybe we could get like 1 out of every 10 gets a random, with your sticker, you'll get like a shaker seasoning that's 10. And then you get a 1 out of 100 chance to win like a really big prize that's worth like $200-300. So you're like, worst case scenario, I don't like asking for something for like, hey, support me, just give me money. Like, I want to be able to give you something in return. So I think that's kind of I don't know, what do you guys think about like the Gas Diesel Brothers? Like, how they do those big, if you buy the merch, you can win a big dually diesel army tank truck or some shit.
I've heard it.
Yeah, they had that. They were all yoked up, like all like on the roids, and like muscle milk and HGH, and slinging around like diesel tires and shit.
Yeah. Right. Yep. I know what you're talking about. Yeah, those.
So kind of like that on a smaller scale, and then. But here's like my strategy behind it: have like prizes for different areas of interest, and the stickers that sell the fastest on those. Like, all right, our crowd obviously wants us to focus more on this segment because that one sold out in like 2 days.
Yep. Right.
Like, so that's kind of yeah. There's so much shit going on, guys. I can't even keep track of it. So sorry. That's you asked.
Have you thought about with your weekly newsletter, maybe calling it the weekly rub down?
Oh, yeah. That's going to get people to open that email.
That's right.
Like the weekly dude, but yeah.
Or the weekly nude. Either way.
Yeah, there's a lot of ways. What's cool about the Dude Network is like people are immediately fascinated when they see the word dude. Like that's such an approachable word, I found out. Like of all the things. Yeah.
That's even so the company I work with and everything, there's not a lot of guys that work there. So they called us the dudes, the bros, because we always hang out and stuff. They're like, you guys are always just together. And I was like, women suck. Like, we don't want to do, you got a lot of drama, everything else. We're cool. We're content here, just staring at the fucking sun for 3 hours. We'd rather do that than to be in a corporate world with a whole bunch of women. Sometimes it's easier.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I love the sticker idea, honestly. And like you said, you guys have so many different friends of the show and stuff like that, where I think, they could get on board with it. And I think there's definitely something there. There's a store around here I haven't been to it, but some people that have told me where you can go in and buy a sticker for X amount of money, and then because you buy a sticker for X amount of money, you actually get marijuana with it. So they're a sticker shop that gives marijuana. So maybe you pay $40 for a sticker, but you get allegedly, probably right around, I would have to imagine, $40 for that. I think that's their workaround because the licensing is pretty rough with the dispensaries in New York. I don't know if it's a loophole or whatever. I've heard. I haven't been to this place, but hey, the workarounds are good. I know it's a different situation, but I know for me, like I have a whole sticker door. I love collecting stickers. Like, so for me to say, hey, I not only will I buy the sticker or support the sticker, but if I have a chance to potentially win a shaker, even if it's like a $5 prize or a $2 prize, you're like, I get a sticker and a potential into this. I think it's a cool thing.
You guys need to send me your addresses. I'll hook you guys up with some. I just ordered some.
Oh,
Those are cool.
shit. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
So I have a whole bunch of stickers, but I just have commitment issues to where I have yet to place them anywhere. I don't know where to put them yet. I thought about doing it on my desk and eventually having a whole bunch of stickers just completely cover the desk type of thing. But
I got a filing cabinet over here to my left that's perfect for, because the barbecue guys, like everyone's got like sticker swapping is like unfortunately like such a massive deal. Like people go nuts on some stickers. That's why I've been doing the stickers, because everyone like loves the stickers. Like they put them under grills, to grill doors, they're wherever. Yeah. So,
yeah, I mean, I get a few from people who would send me some and stuff, and I mean, they're practically just peeling away from the backing now, just because I've had them for so long. I'm like, why the fuck have I not? I don't know. It's the commitment issue,
What
apparently.
about the door? That's what I did. Back at the studio side of my door, that's where I put them all. I just have an entire door that's just getting filled with stickers, and then if it does, but what I actually do is I tape them on. A little cheat. I don't peel them and then stick them. That way, if I want to remove them or maybe something happens,
next level thinking. But I have so many that I'm like, I'll just start over.
Yeah. But there's some ones that I'm like, man, I would hate to lose this one. You know what I mean? And if it's on my door and it's on the door, like it's gone. Because I'm looking at them right now. They're like just looking right now. There were some limited edition ones that Dobby did in a pack, an artist, and he only released a couple. And I'm like, if I stick that to there, these are never coming back. You know, but there's some.
That's like
I
a
don't know.
holographic Charizard right there.
Hell yeah. But yeah, no, that's a cool idea. Like I said, when you get that going, obviously we'll send it around on our stuff. And yeah, I mean, I don't have much else to talk about. I know football's getting going.
Oh, hey, we need your locks. I came on here for your locks so I can hedge Matt.
Hell yeah. Like I said, I haven't done it. So I'm going to give you my locks of the week, and maybe this will be a weekly thing. I'm going to give you the top 3 without doing a ton of research. I'm going to give you the top 3 that my betting model likes this week. So again, these are my top 3, but again, I'll give you my other ones if you want offline, the ones that I'm actually going to throw money on. But according to the sheet, the best bet of the day was Seattle -7. I think it's 7.5 now, so we'll say 7.5.
Ooh, that hook sucks.
I know it does. The next best one is Tampa Bay -2.5. Out of the model, out of the 12 games, 9 of them, it's like a strong 9. And then the next 9 is the Rams -3. So they're all favorites. So that's tough, but
just the 3. They don't have the hook on the Rams.
They have -3 on this is when I ran it. And then Niners -6.5 was pretty heavy as well.
I don't know, man. I'll be curious to see how Purdy bounces back from his first loss in the regular season.
The one that scares me though a little bit, and I'm just saying this not because you're here, but they do heavily favor the Browns -2.5.
See, on my end this morning, it's -3.5, and I am
Is it
not
already?
betting. I am not getting the hook. That game has a field goal win written all over it because Browns will probably Browns it up today and play down there. I have a feeling Watson's going to force himself back out here today with the shoulder injury and look absolutely like hot garbage.
I agree. I think you
Because
let them.
They do have a good defense. They do have a decent defense.
Defense has been great.
Yep.
Our
Minshew, baby.
What's the over? I wonder what the over-under is on the Browns. I want to look at this because I think the under on the Browns Colts, if it's anything around 40, I think I would go under.
The Browns Colts is 40, either 40.5 or 41, depending where you go. Yep.
I like
That's
that.
a tough one.
I don't like playing. I hate betting under because your bet could be over in the second quarter, third quarter.
No,
But
which one I like
overs is you hit that over in the second quarter. There's been times I've hit the over in like the second quarter.
Is the weather
And
shitty
then
in
it's like,
Chicago
all right, you get
today?
your money and you got the second half to bet with your winnings. Like the under, you have to wait until the clock strikes 0 to get your money. Yeah.
That is true. Is there weather issues in Chicago? Because the over under on that's 37.5.
on the. Hey, let me look.
Raiders Bears,
Oh,
and it's
well,
also
because
37.5 in Washington, New York.
Let's see. Well, it's also Garoppolo's hurt and Justin Fields is hurt, so I think that's a battle of two backup quarterbacks.
that's right. It is
Mm.
because they said to flex that game to Monday at 3:00 in the morning because nobody wanted it because it's Brian Hoyer and was it whatever his name is. One of the guys they said that the last game that he played, he lost to like the School of Mines something. Like it was like they said it's
Yikes.
two garbage quarterbacks going. And quickly too, I just wanted to show you. Look, I found this sticker. Look, this guy's so cool
Ooh.
looking. I mean, he's just so fucking cool.
High of
Dig it.
55, low of 42 in Chicago today with 0% chance of rain. So
it's
that actually might be. Here's the thing about that, and I actually had a guy tell me a strategy on that. He goes, take the two worst teams of the day that are playing and hit the over because everyone forgets their defense also sucks.
Mm-hmm.
So
that's what I'm looking right now. 85% of the sharp money, not the public, is on the over for that game.
that scares me actually because I hate going with the mass majority.
Well, that's the money, at least not the public. So
Yeah.
I trust the people with the money a little bit more than the public, but I really try to find the games where the money's on one side and the public's on the other, and that's usually a game that I put a decent amount. Which right now I'm just scrolling through. I think
I'm going to bet the over on that. I want to do it.
I think I'm gonna as well. But
I got
there's
5 on it. Big better.
Ooh.
Big better.
I
Big
got
better.
5 on it. All right. Well, obviously, guys, go check out the Dude Network everywhere.
Thank you
The
guys for
YouTubes,
having
the
me on.
Instagrams, everything. No, thank you, man. We legit told you 1 minute before we pressed record. You're like, I'm in, and then we made you wait 45 minutes to get the locks of the day. So you can win money. I'll lose it because that's usually how it rolls. But,
On NFL, yeah. On NFL. You're good on the other stuff, but I've learned to hedge you on the NFL.
Yeah, NFL. I had a great week 1, and then it's been downhill from there. I just hope that none of my players, and to be honest, I hope none of your players score 0 because nobody wants to see another person and the guy that has had to chug a lot. I don't take. I know it sucks. I don't want to see anybody else do it anymore. So
here's the funny part: as bad as my team is, still have yet to chug a beer.
Likewise, I've yet to have to do a little chug a lug
Your
yet.
team's actually good. I'm defying laws of common sense over here.
You know, my team is not to toot that old horn, but peep. It's been doing pretty good, which means I'm due for a loss. I'm due to get my ass whipped eventually. It's probably gonna be this week.
Yeah, and shout out to Kyron Williams too and his bum ass ankle.
Yeah, and Metcalf and his whatever.
Yeah, we both lost that trade, man.
Yeah, it didn't matter. Metcalf's going after people.
Okay, so remember watching. I gave him Metcalf. We got Williams, and we both pissed off the fantasy gods in the process somehow.
Mm-hmm. So, that reminds me. I had a trade that went through yesterday that I have to adjust. So on that note, did you see Tyson actually traded? He made trade.
Yeah, you guys did it live. Yeah, I'm glad because I needed that trade like 5 weeks ago.
Yep, I got Swift and Goddard, so that having a tight end definitely helps the old team roll with it. So and now I'm just going to try to flip those to Rob. So we'll see.
Did you guys see? I had 2 tight ends. They were both on bye this week, so I was like, all right, I'll add Freiermuth. Next day, IR.
I know. I said as soon as you picked him up, I'm like, I think he's out this week.
Yeah, I know.
I didn't know. I hate the Steelers, man. I don't study their roster transactions because I'll get sick. Like I'll be dry heaving. Like Yuban goes out in the cold, and Matt goes out in the cold.
Oh, and I will offer you T. Higgins. I know you're not much of a Bengals fan either, but you can definitely take that piece of shit for a bargain.
Okay.
So go ahead and just offer.
I actually need another running back again.
Check. I have like 4 or 5, so hit me up. I haven't made a single trade yet, so yeah. Just
actually look at your freaking messages, dude.
Oh, I've been busy
messages before, and they fall on deaf ears. That's all I'm going to say.
Oh, was it like a trade? Because I didn't know. It was
there. Like hey, hey, I see you have this,
So you did counter one of my trades. I sent you one trade, but you countered back with.
Oh yeah, it was a really bad one. I declined it. I remember.
Yes, because I didn't know exactly how to check. I'm not used to Yahoo, so this is still new territory for me as well. But I can't even get my league pick'ems in every fucking week. You think I'm gonna get my trades done?
It is pretty tough. Tough thing to do. So
you do realize you have. I mean, as much as I would like to see you not do it, I'm sure you'll see David Montgomery's in your starting lineup and out, right?
Yes. Yeah. I gotta go through it. Yep.
Man.
All right, so I'm going to say goodbye real quick. Then we can continue this.
Sorry,
because-
guys.
No,
Sorry.
it's okay. I was super into it too, and like I said, I was going to check out the roster. But hey, like I said, time of the recording, we got about an hour and 45 minutes till kickoff. So hopefully you guys have a good little Sunday or whenever you're listening to this. Hopefully you've enjoyed it, and thank you, Tony.
All an orb.
Check out the Dude Network everywhere. A lot of big things coming, especially if you like stickers and cookbooks. And Yuban, can't thank you enough. And hopefully you have fun doing all of the fun things you have planned today.
Pumpkin
was
patch
sarcasm.
Yeah.
Nice show, guys. You guys got good stuff going on over here too, and I enjoyed the content. So keep it going.
I appreciate it, brother.
Thank you.
That's all we got. Keep your sticks on the ice. Be good to your wieners. Smell you.
In the realm of beard loss, a trio strong and true, Yuban, Brandon, and beard loss with tales both old and new. Their whiskers like a forest, their knowledge like a stream, guiding us through beardom and culinary dream. Beard loss, the sage of facial grace, with whiskers flowing, setting the pace. Yuban, the jester in clouds of green, laughs in wisdom and sight unseen. Brandon J. McDermott, food daddy supreme, a feast of facts, a culinary dream. Beard lost the patriarch, his beard a regal crown, a symbol of authority in every bustling town. His wisdom, like bristles, sharp and well-defined, guiding all the bearded with every law outlined. Yuban Whakinov with laughter in his stride, weed in his hand, and jokes worldwide. A mirthful spirit, lighting up the room in the haze of humor, dispelling any gloom. Beard lost the sage of facial grace, with whiskers flowing, setting the pace. Yuban the jester in clouds of green, laughs in wisdom and sight unseen. Brandon J. McDermott, food daddy supreme, a feast of facts, the culinary dream. Together they unite, a trio strong and bold, and beard laws and laughter, and stories to be told. In the culinary realm that conquer every quest, a podcast that enlightens all the very best. Brandon D. McDermott, food daddy at the helm, master in the culinary, every flavor realm. From spices to techniques, a foodie's delight, guiding our taste buds day and night. Beard laws, the sage of facial grace, with whiskers flowing, setting the pace. Yuban the jester in clouds of green, laughs in wisdom and sight unseen. Brandon J. McDermott, food daddy supreme, a feast of facts, the culinary dream. So gather round, all listeners keen, to the Beard Laws podcast, a vibrant scene with beard laws and culinary flair, a journey of knowledge beyond compare.